Yay! Music playing, dancing, having a good time. Air compressor off?
Yeah, got it.
Alright. We're gonna see how this goes. We'll see if we'll get lucky enough for this to play. We just had some internet fun and excitement. Why not, right? On a Saturday night. It's just the way these things, it's the way the games are played.
That's how it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got your big iced tea? What is that?
It's a nice tea. Yeah.
Wow. Iced tea and energy.
Yeah.
Sounds like good. Hey, Clint, Scott, what's going on, buddy? Hey from Michigan. Hey from where it's cold, and it's not that cold here.
It's not that cold. No, it's not.
Wow, you know, we gave away all the lanyards this week. We got more, right?
Yeah, there's some more in there.
We have more in here?
Yeah. You have 2 bags.
We have to. Oh, yeah, there. Okay. Gotta put those up. So it's been a fun week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey Bobby, what's up, everyone?
What's up, Chris Lee?
Mayo, what's up, fellas? In the house, North Carolina, Texas. So I find this humorous. We were sitting in a car, the Ford that we had, that we were, you know, if you guys caught the Instagram show, if you're not, you should follow us on Instagram, please. Anyways, we were sitting in the car, we got done tuning it, and we're just listening, and this was a tough sale. The customer, of course, he wanted specific things, and we want to make sure he gets specific things, and it was out of his budget, but then he found, you know, he made it work, and we ended up doing what he originally wanted. But the thought popped into my head. I was doing this, and this is something that I kind of always think about. It's like, we install car stereo for a living. That means that people get up in the morning and they think of all the things that they need in their life, and one of those is a car that sounds better.
Right.
Okay, this is something that I have long since forgotten what that's like, because I've been doing it for so long. I mean, I know when I was younger and this was a staple of my world. Yeah. I just haven't been in that place in such a long time that I still find it's like I find it odd. Yeah. You know.
But you do it with cameras.
No, and cameras was a thing. It's like I wake up and I think I really need that 300mm lens.
Correct.
It's like, wow. And you sound good here. Oh, that's good. We want Audison thesis reviews. You buy one and we'll review it. What's good, fellas? India in the house. Springfield, Ohio. What's going on? What's up? And you sound good here. Oh, I read that. But, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, wow, you know, we do this weird thing as a profession that it's out of the scope of reality, because it's 100% something no one actually needs, but everyone needs. And it's to make sound, music, which really was never a big part of my life. But, sorry I'm late. I was busy pretending to work. You're not that late. You're like 2 minutes late. We started a little late because we were having issues. Human needs. Hierarchies of human needs. Exactly. Yep. It's just, what's the best speakers that you really like? I like them all. I mean, you know, which ones do you like? You tell me, and we'll tell you if we like the same things. Yeah. But it's just one of those strange things. It's like, you know, and not only that, it's like we've taken it to the next level, and that we're sharing this with you guys, and you guys are contributing back, and it's like, this is just car stereo. I mean, it's not. Man. It just boggles the mind when you really think about it that, you know, people
want to spend a lot of money.
You know, it's like, yeah, it's not even a lot of money thing. It's the fact that they want to spend money at all to make things sound better. I guess it just goes to show how important your ears are. You know, or that feeling that you get. I mean, it's really, at the end of the day, it's that feeling that you get when you're playing that sound, and it's like, wow, Helix Vid coming soon. So I wish I could say yes to that, but the answer would be no. So remember Jeff? Yeah. Jeff we were gonna put it in Jeff's car, because Jeff's like, oh my God, you guys have a mini DSP, and I was like, oh my God, yeah. Do you have a car we can put it in so we could just like get this done? And he's like, yeah, I'll do something. And then the holiday happened, and that was that. Right. This channel made driving my car enjoyable instead of, and that's just it. Okay, I get that. And hold on. Where's it at? Enjoyable. I enjoy gridlock. I have more time to listen to my stereo. And I totally understand that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can only, yes, I know what you're saying. Okay, best sounding speakers. sounded okay.
Depends.
Music is life, Dean. So it really depends. Like when you say, what is the best speaker? Okay, and I'll preface that with a story because that's what I do. But he was there, so he can play along, right?
Yep.
So one of the new speakers that came out this year is the Focal Utopia M's. Okay, and it is a very expensive speaker. If you want to know how expensive, by all means, Google Utopia M's by Focal, or just put in French speakers, which is what the guy did the other day because he couldn't remember what I was calling him Focal. So just Google's French speakers and it comes up. Anyways, now when we were at Knowledge Fest, of course, we heard a car that had Utopias, and it was like, wow. We went to training and they played Utopias.
The new Utopias
were the old Utopias.
Yes.
And it was like, okay. And then we went and we heard $1 million set of system.
The Grand Utopias.
The Grand Utopias set up in a room. And I was lackluster impressed. I was just like, I'm going to go over here. They got headphones. I'm going to go listen to those. Fernando was like, dude, we literally ran to this thing because it's like you had to make an appointment and you had to get there between here and here. And you had to know the secret handshake. And we were late, of course. And so we run in there and they let us in.
Yep.
And he sits down and I stand up and then it just kind of like, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of walked away. And finally I was looking at my watch. We had a dinner reservation to get to with Bill and Sajecki. And I was like, dude, okay, man, you've had 10 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah.
And he was like, let's go. Let's go. Now, there's $1 million set of speakers. The whole system's $1 million. I mean, it's more money than I'll ever see. And it was just kind of like, eh. Now, other people in the room, you'd think Jesus Christ was in there, and they were getting the whole like, oh, Lord, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Not to pick fun at anyone that was in the room with us, but they were having a totally different experience than we were, because to them and their ears, it was really awesome. Now, put a set of K2s in a car, and there again, Jesus is on the dash. This guy gets all whoo, and it's like, wow. Even I love K2s too. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't like them, but it's just speakers are subjective. It's sound. Our ears are all different. We all hear things differently. That's why it's like we know what speakers do, and we go, okay, you tell us what you like to listen to. And there again, most people don't know how, so we play a few test speakers and we kind of get an idea, and then we go, here you go. That's why the internet sucks for buying speakers, because you can't hear them. You can't talk to somebody. You just have to go, recommend me something. And it's like, buy some Exelons, and they'll sound good. But yeah, so anyways, that's the story.
$1 million speaker must have skip it fast rings.
Yeah, they totally skipped the fast rings. High component comparison, Audio Frog, Dyna Audio, Morel, Focal 3-way. I'm serious, active in the future. Yeah. No, I mean, and there again, like, okay, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I wish I had more than one car so I could have a Focal car, I could have a Morel car, I could have an Audio Frog car. I wouldn't have a Dyna Audio car. Didn't impress me. Like them, didn't impress me. But, like, Audio Frog, we finally got to do that system in the Porsche with the VXI amplifier. So it was stuff we have never heard, things we had never played with, and we walked away both going, damn! I even texted Andy, and I said, Andy, I finally got to hear your speakers, something other than your car, and I have to tell you, these things are amazing. And they are. They're very amazing.
He make amazing speakers.
Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, but you don't even know it because you're ignorant. It's kind of like catch-22. I guess you just like it loud, Dean. You haven't heard the Focal Utopians properly set up. I call BS to that. I have heard them properly set up. I don't like them, and I don't like loud. Okay, I'm not... It just doesn't give me the emotional experience, which is what audio is, that I like. I've heard them set up poorly, and I've heard them set up properly. And it just doesn't do what I like. There again, it's okay. Because just because they're not my thing, that doesn't mean they can't be your thing. If you like them, perfect. I'm not saying, and if some guy came in tomorrow
not for everyone.
And said, hey man, I really want a set of Utopia M's, I'll be like, have you heard them? Yeah, I love them. Let's do it. I'm not gonna just because I particularly don't find them my style doesn't mean they can't be your style.
And like I said, I heard them. I don't think I would be the guy for that speaker. I don't.
Oh, the GBs are truly amazing. Oh, I totally
they
agree.
are. They are.
You know, another side effect. Like I drive a Camaro. Okay, my neighbor drives a Mustang. There's actually a person in our neighborhood that has a Mustang and a Camaro. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do they even sleep in the same bedroom? I mean, oh my God.
A Mustang Camaro
in the
Challenger.
same house? Well, so yeah, they've got a Challenger and a Mustang in the same driveway. Yeah. How do you do that? No, because dude, let's be honest, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
What do you like, Dean? There again, my speaker of choice is Morel, but that's not saying I don't like everything else equally.
Right. No.
You know, we all have to draw a line in the sand and say this is what I'm going to own, but that doesn't mean I don't want to own everything else. Okay. I'm a Canon shooter, so there again, I shoot Canon. I don't shoot Sony. I don't shoot Nikon. Does Sony make a great camera? Yeah, makes a phenomenal camera. Does Nikon use Sony sensors? Yeah. So does that make Nikon good? No, but that's okay. And there again, if you put a Nikon in my hand, as soon as I figure out where the buttons are, I'm taking a picture. I really don't care what's in my hand. You know,
it's a
speakers.
tool.
Speakers are just tools for sound, and if we can make them sound good, pretty awesome. You know, like the the F-150 we just got done doing. It was a full kicker system, KS all the way around, Q-class power. The Comp RT sub, and we sat in the truck and we're just like, God, man, this is just freaking beautiful sounding.
I like my music emotional, dynamic. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you want to get feeling from it. Yeah. I mean, that has to be the excuse for why we do this.
That was, I believe, that's the purpose.
Yeah,
you have that feeling like, wow. Yeah.
I mean, you know, like when you're sitting at the Kiss concert. I mean, just like, yeah, this is cool. Playing the Kiss song in the car. You know, Dynamo, by the way, awesome song. Ears are different. Ears are totally different.
Yeah, mine are bigger.
Mine are old and don't hear as well. I like Morel, Rio, they are great. Victor, of course. Suck up. Anyways, what's the highest Morel you could personally justify spending your own cash on? Wrong guy to ask that question to, because...
Really? I mean, if you have that money, it's not an issue.
I have not heard Brian's Caddy, but I've heard his other car. And cars
the Volt.
We've heard the Volt.
Yeah.
So I know the Caddy will make you wet when you sit in the front seat, but the Volt is not is no slouch.
Right.
When we sat in the Volt, I was like, damn, this wins. Yeah. We're done. I'm out. Because he had the best sounding car in Indy when we were there. So.
All right. So let's take the money out of the equation.
Well, okay. Here, let's not even look at it like that. I'm a firm believer in buy the best that you can afford.
Correct.
Plain and simple. Buy the best that you can afford. If you're going to settle, you're always going to have that thought in your head that you settled.
Okay, but now let's buy the best as we can, right?
So best we can.
Utopia amps is the best. From Focal.
No, they're the most expensive.
Right.
It's not necessarily the best that I like the most. And so I feel that is the thing with a lot of these expensive speakers. Just like Jason, Supremo.
Yeah.
Like when Jason said he likes the Flax over the K2s. K2s cost double. He likes the sound of the Flax. They appeal to him. So to him, he could justify, though his wife would kill him, could justify buying the Flax components. But I feel it's like, you know, do I buy it? If I've got the money, do I just buy the M's because they're the M's? No, I'm not that way. No. I will buy the best that I can afford that I'm happy with spending.
You know, and I mean, now that you say, I didn't know that he liked the Flax, but probably that's the reason why Focal came out with the 40th anniversary.
With Flax?
With Flax.
Yeah, well...
Because probably they are...
A lot of people like them.
A lot of people like them.
A lot of people like the Flax.
Yeah.
Not the best you can, but the best you can justify your money on. And there again, that's just it. I mean, if there's not value... There's a point of diminishing returns where you're just spending money to spend money. The other problem I have is that I like shiny things. Okay?
PSI 06, thank you for watching, man.
Australia in the house. Spent the weekend.
PSY, I'm sorry, PSY 06. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I like shiny things. So, you know, for me, like with cameras, sure, you could probably have one or two lenses, but I don't. I have, well, all of them, you know, because why not? I mean, what if? What if I needed that? Well, I mean, I have lenses I've put on my camera twice. Yeah. You know, and it's like, but I got it. You know, and it's the best one that they made, that Canon made, because why not? I mean, you know. But that was a trick I learned long ago, where I settled for a cheaper thing, and I ended up spending more money wasting it on the cheaper thing as opposed to waiting and get the best one I can.
Well, not everybody wants to spend a lot of money.
Well, not everyone wants to spend a lot of money, and not everyone wants to wait to get the right one.
Correct.
I think it's more of a patience thing, because with time, you'll get more money, and more money will get you what you want.
But it's funny, because like most of the time we talk about, I want this, but I only can afford this. So, but I still want this. So
I can't live with the price tag. And there again, it's a diminishing return. By spending double the money, are you going to be getting double the sound quality out of it that you feel you need? If you're not, then don't spend the money. If you feel you are, well, then spend the money. But that's just kind of how it is. So, I mean, you know, for me, when I bought my home stereo, I bought the best that I could afford. And it took me like 4 months to buy it. In the back of my head, I wish I had Macintosh money, because I like the meters. There again, I like shiny things. So I couldn't. So Onkyo at the time made an amp that had meters on it, and they were like 1/10 of the price. So I bought those. Consequently, still have those. They've managed to be driving my stereo for the past 28 years. So, and every night I go home and I turn them on and I watch my meters do this, and I go, ooh, I wish they were blue.
David, you can go watch the old video that we made with Kicker, when they actually Kicker show you the in between the copper.
I'm with you on that one, Mr. Sinkel.
And just the CCA, so you can see what's the difference of putting CCA wire in your amplifier.
Yeah, let's not even go down that road tonight. Yeah, I think we
covered that. You just watch that video and now
How can I get 5-star?
5-star.
Oh, the mirror ornament tingly. I don't know. Let me find out. Email me. Okay. So it's the best to have it and not need it and not have to have it. So yes, that's how I feel about subwoofers. Everyone always asks. So prime example of that is the Raptor build, which you guys will hopefully see next week. That's the plan anyway. So unless something strange happens, he wanted 110, and I of course said no. Let's do 210s. He's like, no, I really think I only need 110. And I'm like, you really need 210s because you can turn down 210s. We have to turn up one. We'll be getting it back in about a week or so to do 210s because the 110 didn't make it through the weekend. So that was it. So he's like, yeah, we're just going to do 210s. I was like, good idea.
Yeah.
Did Fro say something?
I'm going to check.
He probably did. Oh, yeah, right there. Purchase an affordable system installed properly is better than buying expensive, not installed properly. Oh, yeah, totally agree. Sometimes you need to settle.
Yeah.
I want a Raptor, but I could not afford, so I settled on a Tacoma. Really, Victor? I mean, come on. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the problem with people today, I think it's hilarious, is that with entitlement, that is so rampant in today's society. People walk in and they all want K2s, and it's like, no, but I want those. And it's like, yeah, but you can't afford those. It's like, yeah, but I want them. I don't care. You know, we all want something.
You want it. This is what it costs.
You know, I'd like to hop out in my F40 and go home, but it's just not going to happen. It's not the cards I'm playing. CCA versus OFC. All right, real quick. Sucks. Don't buy CCA.
Don't.
Because here's the deal. You have to go down a size. So, and I didn't want to do this. If you need 4 gauge, you got to use 0 gauge. If you need 8 gauge, you got to use 4 gauge. You're not saving that much money, and the crap is garbage. Okay, so just leave it at that. Just Google how do I burn my car down CCA wire. All right, that's that. Amen, brother. So OFC, no contest, just do it. Exactly. I love my ADS 345 CS PPI. Oh yeah, dude. So ADS. I often talk about Crutchfield with just because when I was younger, Crutchfield was car audio porn. You know, it would come once every couple months, and it'd be their catalog, and they'd send out the little flyers. And ADS was one of the affordable amplifiers that was in the catalog. And I always wanted to buy them. I never did because I found Orion, and I went down that road. But it was like, you know, and it's funny because ADST, which is the company that ended up buying Orion, also bought ADS. So they actually became owner. And then the guy, Kareem Jacobs, managed to just destroy the companies, all of them, so it really didn't matter. But ADS I always had a special place in my heart for the old ADS stuff. And it's a shame that the product doesn't exist anymore in some form other than in some Chinese stuff that just puts a name on it. Montreal, Canada!
What's up?
Should be against the law to sell CCA. It is for a house, so, you know, might as well be for a car. Old school ADS. It sounds like a venereal disease, not going to lie. Some guys are just going to spend money on amps, etc., and still buy CCA regardless of what you tell them. Oh, no, we get that all the time. I mean, Paul sells CCA kits, and these guys will come in, and I'll be over there, and they'll be like, you know, and they'll say, you want the good kit or the cheap kit? And all of them will be like, no, man, give me the cheap kit. It's like, they don't care.
No.
They don't give a rat's butt about anything. They just, and then these are the same guys that come back with the amplifiers all blown up, and it's like...
Now, keep in mind, it's like, this is... I mean, not this, but this is a store. Like, people come and ask for that specific wire kit, and it's like, I don't want that.
If you
I
walk into a retail
like,
establishment and say to a sales guy, "Give me this, this, and this," that sales guy is not going to ask you why. He's just going to sell it to you because yeah.
Now, every car that we
Jersey in the
install,
house. Oh, that's a whole different story.
It's 100% copper. No.
That's a whole nother story.
That's
But I mean, that's not to confuse the two. I mean, that I don't think any of these guys had any illusions that we'd put CCA in a car. I mean, are you kidding me? I would buy the damn kit before I put CCA in a car.
Right there.
I'm offering a fire insurance policy to add CCA kits. Exactly, right? I know. Like my gosh. You know,
we don't sell CCA.
Lack of wanting to take the time to educate themselves. They think they will get the same performance out of a cheap kit. Totally. Oh, I agree. And that's why it's a question that I don't mind answering. I mean, it gets a little old because we seems like every other week, someone's asking the question. But and thankfully, you guys, yes, yeah, I'm with you. I don't even want to sell it. But that gets us into a whole nother debate that gives me a headache, and I don't want to go down that road. But you know, if they're asking, that means they're at least concerned. However, you can Google and get the answer, but I know it's more fun to watch me talk about it. Can I do a single again in a 2016 Toyota Camry or Avalon?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? But yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, why plan on getting that Sony GS9?
There
right?
you go.
Is no excuse for buying the wrong cable. Jim, I'm on your page. However, everybody is somebody's stupid person. So the one comment I always find funny is, you know, you go, "How was your day?" "Oh, I was filled with idiots. Everyone was dumb today." And it's like, okay, that's cool. And we've all had that moment where we've all said that. We've all come home, I've been dealing with idiots all day long. The stupidest people in the world came in, and you're like, at some point, you're going to be that stupid person for somebody else. So that's one of those things that we kind of just all have to relax a little bit and just realize that everybody is somebody's stupid person. So we should just all be a little bit nicer.
What's up, John?
Sony GS, yes.
Yeah.
There you go. What's up, fellas? Happy Saturday. Hope you enjoyed the holidays. Thank you, Johnny. I had a good time. My boy Fernando here, on the other hand, he has kids. And those kids are young. And those of you guys that have had young kids before, guess what?
They got
sick. And he got a lot of this going on.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him. Hey. CCA kits with a circuit breaker.
Somebody put, we sell Stinger.
Stinger?
Fire Sting.
Oh, fire! Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that would kind of be like one of those things that would wake me up in a cold sweat. CCA wire with a circuit breaker. Oh yeah, there's no question about it. Because everyone knows I'm not a big fan of circuit breakers. There's one situation where a circuit breaker works, and that's in a boat. Only because if it's a mission critical thing and you're out on a boat, being able to flick a little switch to get home.
Yeah.
Because paddling sucks when you're about 3 or 4, 10, 15 miles off coast. So circuit breaker is really cool for a boat. Because storing fuses on there, probably by the time you go to use them, they're not going to work. Plus, you have to carry wrenches and all that other garbage. But in a car, I see absolutely no purpose to use a circuit breaker. I know the cool thing is like a switch, so when I'm doing this, I can just shut it off. And it's like, really? What are you doing? I mean, no, not my thing.
All right, hey guys, I recently put Alpine ILX 207 on my 2011 MB-ML 350.
Mercedes-Benz.
Yep.
Weak radio signal.
And I have a weak radio signal. How would I boost it? Thanks.
So we did a video, German antenna adapters. So the first thing I would check is I would make sure that you have the amplified antenna turned on. Meaning there is an amplified antenna in that car. Every single Mercedes-Benz has an amplified antenna. Knowing where the wire is really the key. So depending on the year, make, and model, the factory radio is either going to put the amplified antenna output out of the center pin of the antenna, in which case you have to get the amplified antenna turn-on adapter, which is basically it's not just a little pigtail. It has a big silver tube in the center of it, which is a relay, which allows you to send the current out to your amplified antenna, which you can find there again on Metra on PAC. They usually list both. So it's pac-audio.com, metraonline.com. They'll list both, and if they do list both, you want to get that one that has that relay turned on it. Or there's a wire in the factory wiring harness that isn't pinned in the harness that you have. A lot of times they don't do that because they don't know which one you're doing and they leave it out. How you'd figure that out, of course, is plug your factory radio back on, take your digital multimeter, go to a wire that isn't in the harness you've plugged in. Usually it's a white or gray. Usually. Not always. Sometimes. Mm-hmm. See if that has 12 volts when you turn on and off the radio. If it does, unplug it, see if it has 12 volts when it's not in the car. If it doesn't, you know that's the turn on. You should be able to shoot that 12 volts and your reception comes back. That's the problem. Like I said, we have a video on it. German antenna adapter. Probably just go to the playlist and see if you can find that one. We walk you through the whole process of how to test it and everything. The other problem that you could run into in one of those is that you have a Class D amplifier that's crappy and you install that in the back of the car somewhere underneath the rear deck or anywhere in the rear deck area where the antenna is. That'll also screw up all your FM.
All right, JBL Bass Pro Hub.
Yeah.
Oh, versus the Pioneer TSW. I'm guessing that's the big one. We did do 6.5s.
Oh yeah, I go with the JBL.
Yeah, definitely JBL. Yeah.
How is there good kit? Is there a good kit? Wait, where did it go? Oh, we lost it. Crap. They were gonna ask if there was a good kit for an Avalon. Is there a good kit for an Avalon or Camry? What kit do you recommend? Cause those cars have the weird radio. Honestly, I don't remember on that car. I would have to check the year. Believe it or not, with some of the Toyotas, Scosche actually makes the better kit. So check Scosche to see what they have because they'll put the trim in that's missing in a lot of those. Otherwise, you know, PAC.
Yeah.
Fernando, put some jumper cables on those earrings.
Why, you don't like them?
Wow.
I love my earring.
Lurex battery fuse should not be rated higher than the wire or the total amperage draw of all your amplifiers. Yeah. All right, so he's replying to that. Good. What is the reason you always connect the iData RR last after connecting the car and the radio harness? Well, the reason why is because when you read the instructions, strangely enough, that's what it says to do. It's just in the instructions. It says hook up this, hook up this, hook up this, and do this last. And it specifically says do this last. So when the manufacturer says to do this last, I don't question it, I just do it. I've never bothered to ask Mark what the reasoning behind it is, other than the reason, if I was to ponder and guess, I would, because the radio, when you first power it up, it automatically looks for the radio. So if the radio's not in the chain, it's probably going to do some weird stuff. So that's probably why you have to hook it up last. Although, since you've asked, next time I talk to Mark, I'll get, okay, Victor wants to know why we have to do this last. Now, once it's already connected, and it's already established all the connection, that doesn't matter. Like, once it's already figured itself out, you can plug it in any direction you want, any sequence you want. They don't
looks like
care.
The memory is already
there.
there.
But you just, the one time, boom, you have to do it that way. Are the JBLs or the MB Quartz good speakers? If I had to choose between those, I'd go JBL because JBL is still part of Harman. They've been part of Harman forever. MB Quartz is nothing anymore. It's not that same company. 16 Sierra, SLT, What integrations? I'm
Is it
guessing
2016?
it's 2016 GMC. I'm doing an Amp Pro.
Amp Pro, yeah.
Amp Pro GM61.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have Bose, I'm flicking Dip Switch 3. And I get all my RC outputs. Instructions read. Are you mad? I know, right? Who reads the instructions? Instructions are for wussies. Wussy. Anyways, what do you recommend for an entry-level DSP amp setup for a new vehicle, 2019 Subaru Crosstech Sport? My favorite DSP amplifier that we do a ton of is the Q-Class 1005. It's a 5-channel. It's got a full DSP in it. We've talked about it a couple times on the Saturday show, so if you want to see what it's all about, just do the old MB equals Maestro. No, they don't own it. I think Rockford owns it. I'm not Rockford. No, they don't own it. Anyways, so that to me is kind of the go-to amplifier for us when it comes to basic DSP amplifier. Obviously, you can do any form of DSP you want. Like a DSR1 would be the cheapest DSP I would look at. I would not look at a Dayton at all because they suck. I don't care what you guys think. We know they suck. We've had one, and I didn't like it. It sounded like crap compared to a normal DSP. It's a fun little toy to play with, and for $150, hey, why not? That's why I bought it, and I gave it away.
Can I find remote turn on power on the back or under the seat of 2019 Ram? I believe it's under the seat.
The turn on power? Remote turn on?
Remote turn on.
Why would it be under the seat? Why would you even need it? No, they don't have it. It's digital. There's no remote turn on underneath the seat and a Ram. No, why would they?
I read it. I read something about the Dodge Ram.
Why would you even need remote turn on?
I don't know,
dude. I
mean, yeah, you gotta test it if you actually find it.
But I mean, why would you? I mean, for one, if it's a brand new Ram and it's got the ANC underneath it, it's not gonna have remote turn on. That's done through data bus. If it's got the amplifier underneath it, there again, data bus. There again, if you're doing something that has high level input and it doesn't have DC offset capability, just buy a TR4. TR4, hook it up, done. You know, you just hook it up to the speaker. It's magical.
Dean, do you do SPL competition?
No.
Do you ever do SPL competition?
No.
No?
No, I mean, I'll go to them. I like watching them. I like having my ears bleed. But what do you recommend? Wood door speaker inserts or PVC? PVC. Don't use any wood. Wood is bad. Okay. I still don't understand. Like, for us here in Florida, it rains all the time. Like, all the time. So wood sucks bad. And I know a lot of guys will take them and they'll cover them in roadkill and or they'll cover them in, you know, some form of rhino liner or something like that. And it's just like, why not just use plastic? Why is it so hard?
Yeah. I never heard a bad opinion of the 40A, but I would take your experience going with the Helix. Okay.
So here's again. Yeah. Everyone that's going to review the 408 is somebody that spent $150 on it and was like, "Hey, this is cool." Yeah. What have they ever had to compare it to? So no one's spending $150 on a DSP that's had a Bit 1, or had a DSR1, or had an Alpine, or had any one of the other DSPs that we've played with, had a JL Audio Tweak 88, or any of that stuff. They've never had that to go, "Hey, this really isn't that good." So that's where those comparisons come from. Very few people are going to buy it and compare it to a $1,000 DSP or a $500 DSP. They're not going to do that. We're lucky enough, fortunate, that we can do that. And when we did that, we're like, because dude, we read all the same stuff you did. Everyone was saying, "This is a great DSP, this is a great DSP." No, it's not. It has very crappy imaging. It's not.
It's a lot of noise. Nope.
But there again, if you want a DSP and you got $150, by all means, save up another $100 and get a DSR1.
That's it. Yeah.
Hello, DNF. Are DSPs and head units Kenwood any good? Yes, actually, they're not bad. So when you buy a radio, it's going to have time alignment, and it may or may not have speaker volume control. Most of them do. It's just weird. The Kenwood does. The Kenwood does have speaker level control. The Pioneer does. The Alpine doesn't. Which is nice. It's not totally necessary, but it is nice to be able to go in and change the actual volume.
Yeah.
You can do it by tweaking the time alignment slightly to compensate for what the volume would be doing. So from that regards, it's totally doable. You can get a great center image. I won't say perfect, but you can get a really good center image using the DSP built into the factory radios. Where they kind of fall flat is it's just a 13-band EQ that's global, so you can't fix the driver's door versus the passenger door to compensate for any of that. You just get loud. So that's really the only downside to them. I will tell you, we've done plenty of cars with just that as a DSP/EQ and been like perfectly happy. Everyone's like, oh, this is great. So yeah, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Maxsonic owns MB Corp. Before that, they were amazing.
Huh?
Yeah.
I never heard MB Corp before.
You've never heard MB Corp?
No.
Well, that was before your time. What do you think about American-based 12DX subwoofer forum? Never heard them. Never heard them. I mean, we sell Scar, even though Paul's brother is Bob, who owns American-based. They basically started it together. They don't do business together because one thing you should know, never do business with who? Your family. Thanks, guys. Was worried. Don't be worried. Parts Express is going to hate you. Whatever.
I mean,
you know, Dayton Audio makes a lot of cool things. Like, we buy their speakers. I love Parts Express as far as, like, they have some tools that you can only get at Parts Express. Parts Express sells Morel, so it's not the end of the world. You know, if you have one product that kind of sucks, there again, it's not the end of the world. Not everyone is perfect. Not everyone makes great, you know. One of the things that's funny about this is that people, like, I can build a full Alpine system. So I can buy an Alpine head unit, I can buy Alpine subs, I can buy Alpine amps, I can buy Alpine speakers. Are you going to have a good system? Yes, you are. You're going to have a good system. However, are there better amps out there? By of course. Yes, there is. Is there better subs out there? Yeah, totally. Are there better mids and highs out there? Yeah. Is there a different head unit manufacturer you might like? Of course there is. If you're an Alpine fan, though, and you really like Alpine head units, by all means. But that doesn't mean that everything after that has to be Alpine. You know, and I always answer that question real simply by saying, listen, Focal, Kicker, Rockford, Morel, and every other high-end company, they don't make radios. So why are we losing any sleep over this? Just mix and match. Have some fun. It's a smorgasbord of awesome equipment. Pick what works for you. I mean, you know, what is it?
Which one?
Orca trainer Nick Wingate and his award-winning Chevy truck had Illusion Audio 3.5s in the dash, Flax 6.5 components or 6.5-inch mid bass in the door. He had Moscone amplifiers, and he had the Rosen, whatever the subwoofer company is that they own. Subwoofer.
Raven? No.
What is it? I don't know what it is. It starts with an R. Anyways, underneath his seat, Raven. Sorry, thank you, Raven. He had a Raven subwoofer underneath his seat. Yeah. There was one thing there that matched. And he won. And he was using an iPad, playing the Onkyo app. And what rate? Did he have the Sony in the dash?
He got the Sony in the dash.
He had the Sony in the dash, the GS9 in the dash.
Yep.
So there wasn't one piece of equipment that matched in that car.
No.
Other than the $25,000 RCAs. That's right. Holy crap. Thoughts on auto EQ and similar?
We never installed the PRV speakers. They're just loud.
Heard him.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think he sells them over there. But
I don't think so.
Thoughts on auto DSP? Love it. Love it. Auto DSP is a wonderful thing. It's a great place to start. So we've all used some form of Photoshop in our lives, whether it's on the phone or whether it's on a computer. And I only use Photoshop as like a photo manipulation app. So you hit a button and it makes your picture look better. Okay? And you're like, wow, I couldn't have done that. That's pretty awesome. Okay? Auto DSP is the same thing. Okay? You hit a button, it does its thing, and it automatically makes it sound better. And you've been screwing around with this thing for a half hour or an hour, and it just made it sound better. And you're like, oh, damn, that sounds good. Okay? Yeah. Some of us are going to sit there and go, I don't care, I didn't do it, it's no good. And the rest of us are going to sit there and go, wow, that made it sound better. I'm done. So, auto is great because auto at least gets you going. It gets your car sounding better. Like Pioneer Auto DSP, it's nice. It does what it's supposed to do. Is it perfect? No. Does it need some tweaking? Yes. But at least gets you into the circle of like better sound, and you're not hanging around the outside just hitting buttons trying to get stuff to work. You know, audio control has the de-equalization circuit built into theirs. Basically, all the good DSPs have some form of de-equalization built into it. And the reason why they have that is because you need some place to start. You need to get going. So yeah, if they make it, use it. Why not?
Okay, hook up an RR, then work, code tech.
Run some checks.
Yeah.
Says a bad piece. Order another piece. Same thing. Come to find out, had a bad plug in the wrong place. Two exact same plugs. They're pretty close. There are a couple plugs.
Yeah,
that
you
work
gotta pay
really
attention.
simple.
Yes.
Okay, there again, RR. We're gonna talk about RR. Now, keep in mind, every manufacturer, nobody's perfect. They all do a really good job. You figured it out, so in the end, everyone went home happy. We did a Camaro kit, and we were having an issue where the right side of the kit wasn't working. Left side of the kit worked fine, so we had buttons that all did what they were supposed to. Right side of the kit got nothing. Talked back and forth with the tech support. Finally came to the conclusion that, you know what, it sounds like you got a bad board. It could happen. Why not? Guy came back in today, put in a new board, same thing. All right, what do you do? You know, so the obvious answer, the obvious solution was to just plug in a new unit. And normally we would have two, and we would have done that. And we would have found out, hey, same problem. We didn't have two. We were okay. It's like, all right, well, this is it. So a lot of the times you need two things to start troubleshooting things, to figure out, okay, here's a constant. There can't be two dead in a box, because that doesn't happen. Very well, some companies it does, but those guys it doesn't. Anyways, plugged it in, didn't work. Immediately I was like, you know what? Because I like to redo all the harnesses, so, and I'm human, I go, you know what? And I told Fernando, I said, I wonder if I did something to the harness. I wonder if I pulled something too tight, or so I grabbed the new harness, I grabbed another Pioneer plug, I wired up power accessory and ground, I went into the car, I plugged it all back in, plugged in the existing kit, did the same thing, plugged in a new kit, did the same thing as far as buttons. I was like, okay, so what we've checked now is we've checked two different kits doing the same thing, so we know it's not that. We've checked the wiring harness, does the same thing. We know it's not the wiring harness. That leaves one thing, that means the module. Pulled the module out, took a brand new module, reflashed the whole thing, put it in. Magic, it worked.
Voila.
Had a bad module. It happens. Life goes on, you know? But that's how you troubleshoot it.
All right, this one, Sean. Auto
DSP is great.
Is great until Kicker Key puts the stage center dash
instead of over a steering wheel. Oh, Sean, you're that guy.
Yeah. Sajeki.
Yeah, so everyone in car audio except a handful of people, and you're in good company. Sajeki is the same exact way.
Yep.
And I totally, love Sajeki with all my heart.
Yep.
He's that same guy too. He likes his soundstage above the steering wheel control.
Yep.
And unfortunately, with the Kicker Key, there's no way to get it to balance that far over. It's always going to try to put it in the center. If you move the mic over, it's not going to matter because it's always going to measure that far speaker and figure it out. So there's no way to fool it. That's the one bad thing about it. Most people, they want it above the center of the dash because they want the width that does, because when you put it above the steering column there, again, I'm fine with that. You compress the audio on that driver's side a lot, and that really, it's hard to get that speaker that far out so you can get the depth on that driver's side.
Yeah.
The vocal will sound good, but the depth, they're really shallow. So by moving it in the center, you widen it out, and you can allow for more instruments to play across. So that's the argument for it, but I totally understand why you want it above the gauge cluster. I get it. There was a time in my life where I thought that was the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I liked it. It made sense to me. I've since changed that.
Question about time alignment. When going passive on components, where do you measure it? Head point to the tweeter?
Well, if you're going passive, you want to measure to the mid bass. So here's what we do. Passive. Head point to the tweeter, to the mid-range. Write down all the numbers. So we want all the numbers. We don't care.
Yeah.
So do we have that piece of paper still?
Probably not. With it away. Which one?
The one from today. Here
So
the truck that we just worked on, we had 45 inches to the tweeter, 43 inches to the mid bass. both the drive on the passenger side, both the mid-range and the mid-bass were exactly 62 inches, and at Ford that happens quite a bit.
Yep.
In the F-150, 35 inches to this corner, 46, and then 40 to the sub. Sub isn't all that important, but for that we started with the mid-bass. So this was 62. That was a gimme. That was gonna be the farthest thing out. So that's gonna be our 0 point. That means that we're gonna do 40. We're gonna do 43 here, 35, 56, and 40. And then once we get all our equalization done, and that's the key. The equalization is where time alignment can get funny. You want your left and right to match perfectly. If they don't, that's where volume control comes in. So if you get the left EQ off from the right EQ, that's where you have to go in and lower one up and down. If you try to, do your passenger first, get that memorized, take a picture of it so that when you go to do your driver's side, you want to get the levels the same. Mm-hmm. That's why the DMRTA is such a cool tool to use. Not that, REW, Room EQ Wizard. REW also has the ability to save. The old audio control has the ability to save, but you want to, that's the one thing that the iTest mic doesn't have, is it doesn't have a way to save. Speaking of the iTest mic, they have come out with a USB version of it that you can use on Android.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, so for all you guys who have been wanting an iTest mic, you can now get the USB version of it. It's actually cheaper, and it comes with the adapters.
Yeah.
So hopefully when I'm there, I'll get one, and we can talk about it. But,
right here.
You know, that's kind of where you're at. I don't know. What would be the difference between sound quality would you expect to see running a sealed enclosure? I'm a rock listener. So if I'm a rock listener, which I am, I personally am a big fan of adding in some kind of sound restoration device. So either it be an Epicenter, it be a bass restore, or it be the Phoenix Gold version of theirs, the Bass Cube, I think is what it's called.
I think so, yeah.
Something that has some form of bass restoration built into it, because most of that music doesn't have deep bass. If you buy a Pioneer radio, it has bass boost 1 through 5, and that's designed around the same thing. The only downside to it is it's not just the sub only, it's kind of the whole thing. Yeah. So you have to be real careful when you're doing your mid bass. But as far as ported or sealed, I'm probably going to go sealed. I'm just going to get some form of bass restoration in there to when I want to have that big full sound, it's there. Favorite album, Van Halen? Ooh.
Right there. Actually, Jeff say, have you tried
the Kevlar sleeves yet? Yes, he actually wore it all day today.
Yeah.
So
they awesome, man.
Very awesome. Thank you so much. They're killing it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was using them today. We actually had a visitor stop in and they're like, "What are you guys doing? When do you think DSP will start being the normal everyday thing?"
Normal everyday.
So, we had this conversation with a vendor that came in recently for a product that we're not going to be selling, and the conversation went something along the lines of, because they make products that we just don't really have much of a need for anymore, and when we do need it, we just go with their competitor because we've been along there for a while. So most of the cars we do installation on, if we're not replacing the radio, it's getting a DSP. Like, it's not even an option that we offer. So, when I'm talking to the customer, it just comes down to, listen, here's the deal. Yes, we can make your stereo louder. So if you like the way it sounds, you just want it louder, great, add amplifiers. Oh, wait, we're going to add speakers. Do you think the speakers we're putting in your car have the same characteristics as the speaker we're going to add? No. So the only change you're going to hear is that. So if these speakers sound better, well, they're getting fed what your crappy ones were, so it's EQ'd for those. So the only way for us to fix that is to add some form of an EQ, hence the DSP. So if you're willing to spend all this money to get us to do something, we have to do something more than bass, mid, and treble. Once they understand that, then they're like, oh yeah, I totally need a DSP, because I'm not going to spend all this money and the only thing I'm going to do is get louder, The first thing the guy said tonight was, dude, those tweeters sound amazing. And it's like, yeah, we spent a half hour getting those tweeters, just that side of the speaker to sound better. Yeah. Not even to get into the subwoofer and all that other garbage. So I don't think it's a fad. I think what it is, it's the next evolution in our ability to integrate into these challenging systems that the manufacturers are throwing at us. We're very few and far between on replacing the radio. Yeah, sure, if you got a 10-year-old, 5-year back, whatever, car, by all means, replace the radio. Or if you drive a Toyota, replace the radio in Toyotas, because they suck.
All right, now talk about the Toyota 2018
Tacoma.
Toyota.
Is there a drop-in amp replacement, or do I need to rip out and start from scratch? I mean, if it's a JBL.
Yeah.
So, okay. If it's a JBL, the simplest thing to do, if you have the 2018 with JBL, what you want to do is buy the iData AR and the Kenwood DSP 600. Okay? That'll go up underneath the seat. You literally, all you do is unplug your factory amplifier. You plug this in. Bob's your uncle.
All right.
6 channels of power with 4 more channels to add whatever you want to it. That's the simplest way to upgrade a Toyota.
Yep. What's the best way to integrate amps to the Chevy Silverado 2018 non-Bose? Hope you can help me. Thank you.
So is the 2018 the old stereo? I think it's still the old stereo because the 19 is the new one.
Yeah,
so
no, you still use the
Amp Pro GM61.
Mm-hmm.
The Amp Pro GM61 flip dip switch 3. Rock on. The only thing it's going to do, which there again, Google or watch our video on the Amp Pro GM61, non-Bose, because we did Bose and non-Bose. We have both videos up for you to watch, and we take you through the whole stereo setup. It's a beautiful thing, and you'll learn everything you need to know about putting that in. Okay, hold on. I wanted to see that. Hold on. I didn't. It changed. Crap. Where did it go? What do you got? You got something?
No, you moving it.
Am I moving? Am I making it hard? Well, there was a question, and it was a DSP question. And it looked cool.
Okay.
And I don't know where it went. Okay. Oh. Do you do DSP recalibration if a customer goes home and a week later wants it to sound different? Yes. Yeah, so basically what happens is, we tune a system to sound very... I listen to everything, and we play everything.
And we play everything.
We play country, we play jazz, we play rock, we play hip-hop.
Spanish
we play
music.
Spanish music. We play every form. I have everything you could possibly think of in my music library, and we go through it all. And we know how all of them are supposed to sound to our heads. And he'll sit in the seat, I'll sit in the seat. So when basically we spend about 2.5 hours, sometimes 3, depending on what we're doing, sometimes all day, to get the car to where we want it to sound.
Correct.
And we're going to play it all the way up. We're going to heat up those speakers, and we're going to heat the just worst case scenario. We want it to just be like, yeah. Now, every now and then, customer will come in and I'm not a big fan of the time alignment. I like old school. I like it where left was left, right was right. It sounded like there's 2 people singing from a dash. I like a lot of rear fill. And we're like, no problem, man. Go back in, flick a few switches. Is this what you're talking about? Exactly what I'm talking about. Perfect. Sometimes a guy will come in and Sean, exactly. Some guys will come in and be like, I like a little bit more treble. And I'll be like, okay, do this. Oh, that's exactly what I want. So, the purpose of the DSP is to get things to where we want them and make everyone happy. So, yeah, sometimes we have to go back at it and try different things. Other times, it's like, no. But we try to get it as close to what... That's why we spend as much time talking with the customer about what they listen to, what their aspirations are, what their hopes and dreams could possibly be, so that we know that it's like, hey, this is what you're looking for. Here you go.
All right, audio control DM608 jumper 6-volt
out. 5 volts out.
I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. 5 volt out and turn up the gain.
Or jumper to 10 volt out and adjust the DM608 output down.
Output down. Where is it? Right here. Output down. Keep it amp.
Gains completely down. Okay, so this was a question that Ed and I were talking about. So starting. Okay. All right. So everyone always says EQ down.
EQ down.
EQ down. EQ down. Always EQ down. Pull down. Pull down. Pull down. So if you have a lot of signal coming in, pull down. If you have no signal coming in, push up. Or find somewhere in the middle where you push up a little bit, you pull down a little bit.
Right.
So starting down and pushing up is one way of doing things. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly acceptable. starting high and pulling down is also very acceptable too. A lot of the times it comes as to where your problems are. So for example, we were looking at a stereo we were doing the other day, and there was a lot of up points. Like there was a couple dips, but there was a lot of up. So it was like 6 or 7 adjustments to pull everything down to where the dip was, or turn the whole thing down and pull up the dip. What do you think makes more sense? Pull up the dip, because everything else was fine. There was just a dip. So lower the sound, pull it up. Everything's still going to be where it needs to be as far as gains and everything else goes. You just made it real simple to fix the problem. So there's several different ways to skin this cat. There's not one, gotta do this. However, if you're new to the game, pull down, don't go up. So, because there again, it's a lot safer. Time's up. Have to go. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you,
Keeper
Jason.
of the time. He's on point tonight. If you guys want to follow Jason Fro's house, you can find him at Stereo Kings on YouTube, as well as if you're up there in Oregon, they have 4 locations, and he's in one of them.
Yep.
So Stereo Kings for the win. Yay!
Yay!
All right, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. We hope you guys had a wonderful time tonight. You guys asked some really good questions.
Thank you.
Yay!
See you guys on Monday.
DNF Tool Drawers place. You can find all the cool tools that we use. Teespring/store/5star. Head over to Teespring too, because they're probably gonna have a Cyber Monday sale. I know they had a Black Friday sale. They have a coupon codes that you can get. I don't know what they are because I just delete all that stuff from the email. But they've been giving like 10 and 20% off of purchases. So if you've always wanted your 5-star shirt, now's a good time to do it. Follow them and or emails and whatnot. They send you promo codes all the time, so it's really cool. We're on Patreon, of course. Thank you guys for being Patreon supporters.
Yes.
Don't worry, I have podcasts. I have 3 of them waiting to go up. It's just life's so god darn busy. Other than that, it's the weekend. It's Saturday night. What do we say? Uber, Lyft, they're cheap, man. Arrive alive, get home so you can come in tomorrow. I mean, Monday. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's day off, thank God. Come in Monday. We do the 6:30 show. Don't forget, going to audio control. 2 weeks.
Yes.
Dang, so excited. Can't wait on the 9th. Haley and I go to Washington to go see Chris Bennett and Alex and the whole crew. We're going to do a documentary where we take you inside the office and show you all the cool new stuff. Can't wait. Yes. All right, guys. You have a wonderful weekend as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.